Well, I totally disagree with the characterization of it. I think Trump supporters and the people who put him in office would say that he's not turning the government into a weapon. He's turning it into a shield. He's shielding the American people from illegal immigration. He's shielding the American people from having their tax dollars used for ridiculous purposes. All of these things that you mentioned, you may call them weaponization, but a lot of people would say we need a shield against a lot of these bad actors and bad institutions.
But you didn't address any of the things that I actually did bring up. I mean, he's saying to American universities, you need to admit a certain number of conservatives.
I'll address the universities.
Or you'll lose your tax-exempt status. He is saying that he signed an executive order in the White House saying, investigate 2 individuals who told the truth about the last election and criticized me publicly. That is weaponization.
Regarding the universities, first of all, he's creating, I think, a shield for the Jewish students on campus who have been the victim of horrible anti-Semitism. And he's saying to these universities, you cannot simply screen out all viewpoints that don't adhere to your anti-Western civilization
absolutely
worldview.
No one is doing that.
Absolutely they are.
No, they're not.
You and I have both been on college campuses recently.
What evidence do you have that they're screening?
I've been on a college campus recently, and I can certainly use my eyes and ears. These are hotbeds of anti-American and anti-Western civilization activity, and everybody knows it.
What?
And there's no dissent on these campuses.
Oh, so wait, now MAGA wants DEI.
Everyone's afraid.
Now they want to be included. Like now they want affirmative action for them. Like that's cool.
So you admit that you want universities to exclude everyone but the radical left?
No, because there's no proof that they're actually being excluded. Because if that, no, there isn't.
96% of contributions from Harvard faculty went to Democrats. What else you got?
Okay, so you're talking about contribution. I'm talking about
what people's political viewpoints are.
Who is teaching people? So if they were such
I know.
a weapon,
I used to teach there. Believe me.
Okay, so clearly you used to teach there, right?
Yeah, I was treated like an exotic zoo animal. Trust me.
Oh, I'm sure.
The faculty is not conservative. Believe me.
Oh, okay. So at Harvard, I just imagine all of these conservative politicians that go there. They go there because they don't feel welcome. They just go there to go there.
If you're trying to come on here tonight and argue that Harvard is a hotbed of conservatism,
I'm not.
Lord
I'm just
mercy.
saying that they're not. So are we going to do the same thing at Baylor? Are we going to do the same thing at Liberty? Are we going to invite more liberal thought to those universities?
I think if public universities or any university taking public funds is violating the civil rights of Jewish students or actively screening out conservatives and conservative viewpoints, we need to have a conversation.
Or what about discriminating against people of color? Can we keep because I agree that Jewish students should be safe. I agree with that. I think that I become a better debater and a smarter person when I actually get to have discourse with people like you that I don't mostly agree with on the political views. But I also get a seat at the table, and I don't get to be discriminated against, and black people and brown people and queer people also don't. So if we're going to protect one class, can we agree to protect all classes?
What university is doing that? I agree, but what university is doing that?
I just want to know
what class of people right now on American campuses is facing the kind of pushback that Jewish students are anywhere.
We do know since the affirmative action decision that came down about 18 months ago that the number of people of color who have been admitted to institutions have decreased because that's a policy that actually ensures.
Do you include Asian students in that people of color?
Yeah, their numbers are down too.
Let me just, one of the reasons that I think this has become the topic du jour this week is because I think we've seen a lot of people who are normally pretty level-headed about this stuff raising the alarm. Let me play what Senator Lisa Murkowski, a Republican, said this week about her fear of what's going on now and of retaliation.
We are all afraid. Okay? Sworn statement. I'm oftentimes very anxious myself about using my voice because retaliation is real, and that's not right.
You know, you kind of have to let it play out because you can hear it in her voice, what she's talking about. Here's Karl Rove as well. He says there's way too much retribution. He's talking about the Trump tenure thus far. Most of the president's revenge attempts will end badly for him. Republicans could rue the day that they set a new justification for retaliation from Democrats.
I look at who Trump has, targeted, right? Who he's taken on in the last 2 months. I see Wall Street. I see Harvard, the most elite institution in America. I see gangbangers, and I see a man who may or may not be part of MS-13, but whose wife has accused him multiple times of beating her up, including while she was holding her child. And I see those people as the enemies of Trump that he has successfully attacked. We just had the Passover Seder, and there's a song in Passover called Dayenu, which means it would have been enough. And that's kind of how I feel about this list. Like, it would have been enough if Trump had only taken on Wall Street. It would have been enough if he had only taken on the gangbangers. It would have been enough if he had only started reshoring manufacturing. If he had only gotten rid of this guy who beat his wife up, which, by the way, is a deportable offense. And yet he's done all of these things. And I think most Americans look at that and they say, not that he's weaponizing things, but that he is fighting our fights for us. CNN this morning had a poll. 56% of Americans want every single illegal alien deported. 11 million illegal aliens deported, 56%. It's up from 38% in 2016. Trump is winning this, and he's winning it because people feel like he is fighting for them. The real emergency is that the American people are getting what they want.
I think you're making an interesting point that if Trump had focused on just those things, maybe everybody would have said it was enough. But actually, he's doing a lot of other things too.
You think the American people care about Harvard? Like
Yes.
they care,
Oh, yes.
but why?
They hate Harvard. What?
Yeah, they hate it because they hate. It's funny because
Harvard has a
they admire
$60
wealth at the
billion
same time they hate it.
Harvard
That's
has
what's
a
hilarious about that.
$60 billion
But is this-
endowment,
but
and
this
they're
is not about-
threatening to kill animals
But Batya,
because we won't give them $2
but
billion.
this is not about Harvard.
It really is.
Obviously. It's not about Harvard. It's
Yeah, I'm just
saying,
curious. It's like,
I'm just saying, like, the idea, I think the big picture here, and I think this is why there's so much alarm among some of these people that I just mentioned, is that it's not just about this one institution. It's using the one institution as a vehicle to attack the idea
Others, yes.
of higher education that is not beholden to political interests.
And it's also
That's,
about
I
the
think, what
National
concern
African American
is.
Museum. It's about so many other things. It's like it's never enough for them. It's like it can't just stop with, okay, I want to do this one thing. It's always a test case. It's always a how far can I get? Because if I can get far enough, then I know I can come after HBCUs.
Stop talking about slavery.
Exactly.
And paint over the Black Lives Matter.
Thank you. They know it's always another line to go. So it's like, yeah.
Each thing we bring up, you guys keep saying it's not about that. It's not about that. It's not about
Because
that.
they're all
us it
test
is.
cases to do something
I mean,
else worse.